Nothing hurts more than feeling like you're on the outside, even when you're finally inside. Haruka Sakura, a guy with a slightly peculiar appearance, but with incredible fighting skills, with the ability to defeat an entire group on his own. At first glance, he appears to us as a tough, strong, and capable guy without showing any weakness. He doesn't speak much, he doesn't smile, and when he fights, he's someone trying to erase a memory with every punch. But behind that power, there's something else, something sad. Sakura doesn't know how to accept kindness. He doesn't know what to do with care. Every time someone compliments him, he flinches, not physically, but emotionally. Because to someone who's never felt loved, kindness feels dangerous. Sakura thinks Furin is a place where the strong rule, a place where he can rise to the top without needing anyone, where powers equals respect. But then something strange happens. He meets the students, and they're not like him. They fight, yes, but they don't fight for dominance. They fight to protect. They laugh, they care, they stand by each other without asking for anything in return. Even the town sees them as heroes, not because they're violent, but because they're kind. This doesn't just confuse Sakura, it shakes him, because his entire belief system is built on one thing. If you need others, you're weak. And now he's surrounded by people who are stronger because they stand together. Sakura didn't wake up one day and decide to shoot out the world. He became that way because of how the world treated him. He was judged for his looks, his attitude, his silence. He was called a freak. He was told he didn't belong. He was hurt so many times that eventually he stopped expecting to be treated like a person. So he built a wall, not to look cool, but to survive. And behind that wall, he made a promise. I don't need anyone. I can do this alone. A belief shared by many today. Online spaces often glorify solitude, the lone wolf, the Sigma mindset, but as Marcus Aurelius wrote centuries ago, if you fall in battle and a friend pulls you out, is that shameful? No, it's wise. Sakura hasn't fallen physically, but emotionally, he's crawling. But here's the twist. Sakura isn't cold. In fact, he is warm, but terrified. He notices when people are hurt, steps in without hesitation. He cares deeply. But the moment someone tries to care about him, he panics. He doesn't trust it. As Carl Jung once implied, the light is more frightening than the dark, because the light exposed you. For Sakura, showing himself as he is to others, he saw it as a threat of being rejected, hurt again. That's why rejection hurt less than affection. At least rejection is predictable. There's a lie we tell ourselves when we've been hurt. I don't need anyone. It sounds powerful, it feels safe, but in reality, it's exhausting. Being alone out of choice is strength. Being alone out of fear, that's a cage. Sakura is living in that cage right now. A place built not from pride, but from protection. The psychologist John Bowlby described this as avoidant attachment, when someone has learned to hide their need for connection to avoid disappointment. But no matter how tough you act, we all want someone to stay. We see this pattern in other characters too, like Shoja Ishida from A Silent Voice thought he deserved to be alone after years of guilt and rejection, or Kilba Soldic from Hunter x Hunter, raised to believe trust is deadly until he meets someone who refuses to abandon him, or even Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto says he doesn't care, but his silence screams for connection. Sakura doesn't open up in one big scene. There's no dramatic hug or tearful confession. It's slower than that, quieter. It's in the way he stays a little longer after class, the way he watches his friends smile, the way he doesn't walk away when someone says, "We're glad you're here." Healing doesn't mean becoming soft. It means recognizing that strength doesn't mean isolation. It means knowing you could fight alone, but choosing not to. But true change isn't loud. It's the decision to stay, to show up again tomorrow, to believe that not everyone will hurt you. Higard called it the leap of faith. And in Sakura's case, that leap isn't into battle, it's into friendship. Not everyone will deserve your trust, but someone will. And when you find them, you'll know you don't have to carry everything by yourself anymore. Sometimes it's not just the people you meet, it's the environment you enter. A toxic space can crush you, no matter how strong you are. But a healthy one, it can rebuild you, even if you came broken. That's what Furin did for Sakura. Not because they fixed him, but because they didn't treat him like he needed to be fixed. The environment we live in doesn't just influence our behavior, it shapes our self image, our beliefs, and our healing. Sakura came to Furin believing that the strongest don't need anyone. But the truth is, the strongest ones are the ones who let themselves be loved. He didn't stop being himself, he just stopped hiding. And maybe in that way, he will finally become who he was meant to be. Nothing hurts more than feeling like you're on the outside, even when you're finally inside. But if you stay long enough, you realize you've been part of something all along.